Hey, so this is going to be my quick Powerplant tutorial. I'm mainly just going to go over the jump at the start and the launch at the end, because those are the two main parts that people have trouble with. First, I'm going to go over the method where you use the pole to make the jump across really easy. The first thing I recommend is after you pull the plug on the fan is to go through the fan backwards with the pole, because then you don't have to fight with it getting stuck on things. And then when you put the pole down, as long as more than half of it is still on the ground, you should be good. And then just do a really simple strafe jump and you're across. This is definitely the method I recommend to people who are just starting to learn how to speedrun this game. It's only slightly slower than doing the really hard jump, and it's much more consistent because you don't have to be precise at all. You just put the stick down, and if you put it too far forward, it'll teeter like this, and it doesn't have to be past it at all, so just be safe about it. Just have a little bit and then you just jump off it and you're across. So this next jump I'm going to show you is something you can do when you're learning how to do the hard strat, and it's basically a way to bail off the hard strat if your approach doesn't look good enough. So basically, if it looks bad, you can stop and just climb along the wall. It's pretty slow, like even using the pole is faster, but this way it's pretty consistent. You just swing along, get to the other side, and you're there. Before I explain my setup for the strafe jump across, I really need to emphasize that you shouldn't go for it until your personal best for Aztec percent is at least sub 7 minutes. And even then, that might be too early because it's so late in the run and it's such a big time loss if you fail it. And if you just use the pole, it's only like maybe 5 to 10 seconds slower than just getting a perfect strafe jump. So with all that said, this is my setup for the gap. As soon as you exit the fan, you want to make sure you walk over this specific part of the exit right here. If you walk it to the left or right more, you won't be in position to start the strafe jump, and you're just going to end up falling off the edge instead of getting your last jump, or not getting enough distance because you jumped too early at the edge. So as soon as your guy drops off the side, you want to stop holding forward and turn your camera to the right. The idea is you want to be parallel to this wall and a couple feet away from the fan, so there's a small gap between you and the wall as well. If your camera angle is too far to the right or too far to the left, you're not going to have enough speed, or you'll have too much speed when you do the strafe jump and you're just going to fail the gap. As soon as you're comfortable with your position, you can start holding A and W to start moving forward and left. And right after you press that, you want to start holding space. And it's important that you press forward and left right before you press space, because if you press space before you press A and W, your guy won't jump the way we want him to jump and the setup won't work. The next input change you want to make is the most precise part of the entire jump. Right before your guy lands, you want to stop holding left and start holding right while still holding forward in space, so your guy starts curving to the right. And it's important to not start curving your camera to the right until your guy reaches the apex of his jump. If you curve too early or too late, your speed won't be what we need it to be to make the gap. If you did the setup correctly and timed your button presses and camera angle changes properly, you should be able to have enough speed to barely get across the gap and grab the other side. If you don't have enough speed, you're going to come up short and you'll probably fall. But if you have too much speed, you're probably just going to miss the edge of the platform and fall off the start. So I'm just going to play this clip in full speed so you can see what it looks like in motion. Even with lots of practice, this jump is still really hard. It'll still kill runs even when you know exactly how to do it. That's why I don't really recommend going for this until you need it in order to save time. Because if you could get like a sub 7 minute PB without this jump, you should. Because this jump is brutal. So that's pretty much everything to be said about this gap. So before I end this tutorial, I'm just going to explain a consistent setup for the fan jump at the end of the level. So you pretty much want to line yourself up with this wall. And then line up the right side of your right foot with the right side of the circle thing in the middle of the fan. And then start holding forward, and as soon as you hit the fan, you want to hold back for half a second and then start holding forward again. The timing isn't super precise, but with a little bit of practice, you'll get a feel for how long you need to hold it. If you hold it for too long, you'll undershoot. If you hold it for not long enough, you'll overshoot. And once you figure out the window, it's pretty lenient. So with that, thanks for watching. I hope this helped. If you have any more questions, just leave it in the comments below. I'll try to reply to as many as I can. If you have any requests for more tutorials for this game, just let me know. I'll try to make as many as I can. So thanks for watching, and good luck with your speedruns.